Oh, we went so high.
Jeremy, what's the ID?
Oh, Merry Christmas.
That's Beckham.
Can you ask him real quick what the meeting ID is? Hey, Vino, what's the
Hello.
meeting ID? For some reason, I can't get it without an ID.
Weird.
No, the ID.
It's not a password.
You're already in here. Are you pulling up?
Yeah,
No,
we're
I'm
doing
trying
it
to do
on
it
a
on my
bigger-
dad's iPad so they can
Gotcha,
watch from here.
gotcha. Let me see. I sent it to the.
I'll get it. Watch.
I
I
just
don't
see
know
a
if you
big.
can pull up from the.
Because we can't get
Wait here. Wait. No. Here's what I'll do. I'll put the link in the chat. Oh, there's Kristen.
That's cousin Vino. Ask me if we should meet her.
Hello. Let me go out of-
Hi.
Hi. What's the best way to get the link to you? I don't know if it's chat.
I Zoom on my iPad.
If it's on the Facebook group, I don't know if that helps.
My nephew Vino.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he could have just gone onto the Facebook group. Oh, from online.
See the
have Facebook. I'm not doing this. It's too overwhelming.
You want me to-
the issue is it was sent into the WhatsApp, and that WhatsApp is not on this thing. That's the reason why I just can't copy it.
Well, here, I'll text you.
So I bet if we get on the computer.
Listen,
How do you get to that laptop?
All right, so I texted you the link to your phone. I don't know if that'll help. And then you can copy that and share it to wherever. Oh, there's Michelle.
If we do it from individual devices, it'll get. Mom, you're not on. On your face. Oh.
Always sky.
I've got the meeting ID right here. Just chill. I'm putting it in this iPad right now, Ashley.
What do you guys using there? What kind of dip is that?
I've got it right here. It's like logging on right now.
What kind of dip is that in, Angie?
Yeah, they can get one. Keep it on there. What's our favorite? It's like
Yeah,
The passcode, I've got the passcode if you need the passcode. It does need a passcode.
Mine doesn't need the passcode. If you just go
It
to the
didn't,
link,
if you already have like the link, it won't. If you're doing it this way,
yeah,
you
you're
have
doing
to.
it right.
Stop.
Let me see.
I think that's what he was trying to explain. No, we don't need to pass it.
Yeah, you do.
if I
I
click,
know,
if
because
you
you're
click
using
on the
it.
Facebook,
Look, what does that say right
Rick's
there?
coming in now.
And then what's that say right there? Passcode.
okay.
This is so exciting.
I don't know what to do.
Hi guys.
I know how to do
Same
it.
house, different.
How to
room.
get it to the TV? He's trying to
Oh,
get it to
no.
the
Wait, I gotta go to. Are you guys in the view, the gallery view?
TV.
See everybody. With Ruth. Hi, Uncle Tom. Hi, Tom.
Merry Christmas.
Look,
Yeah.
Andrew.
Oh, hey, what's up? Merry Christmas. I've got the group with me. We're gonna try to get on the TV. I'm gonna go on mute for a bit. Hold on.
I didn't put any
It's not a
makeup
hurry.
on.
We're not in a hurry.
Andrew, not.
We figured we'd have some technical.
Oh, show.
Oliver.
Merry Christmas.
I got it on direct on the.
This is just chaotic in real life.
Poor guy's too much.
Yeah, how do you get?
Go to the gallery view, Christy. It's in the upper right hand corner.
There's Hummels, you know, there's Andrew. There's Sal.
Hi.
Oh gosh, look at your costumes. Okay, you guys win best dressed over there.
Fletcher got a buzz cut.
Wow, Fletcher. Chris, what's up?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Chris definitely didn't get a beard shave or a buzz cut.
Oh, everyone looks.
Chris is a Viking.
Look, this looks like that's his.
Yeah. Look at Hi.
Hey.
Oh, geez.
Not so close.
Roland, can you say hi?
Oh, Vina, whenever you're ready.
Who's all these? Who are these people? Can you say hi?
What's that?
We'll have to mute our
Who's
mics.
all? Hey, Roland.
Oh yeah, I'll mute
Can you
everybody.
say hi? Merry Christmas.
Hey, Vino.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Can you say Merry Christmas?
Oh, gosh, Kinsley, you lost some teeth.
Oh,
You
no.
lost your front tooth.
Oh.
Hey, sis. Hey, Brooks.
I thought it was Elton John. Hey, Evelyn, I see you back there.
Where's my finish mixing that?
Oh, you did? Is it James?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's James.
This is James.
Hi, Brooksy.
Oh, that's Christopher.
Hey, Christopher.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm trying to get in.
I don't know if you can see us.
No, yeah, you can.
You look so serious. You look so
It's
serious.
Anna.
It's everybody.
I'm nervous
Anna.
about TV though.
You look great.
Oh, I
Get it, get us.
cool. Very
I like the fresh shave look. Haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
I can
Look
see
at handsome as hell.
You look like you're ready to work at the Fortune 500 company.
Oh,
Oh, let me turn off the phone.
We're putting you live on a karaoke.
Ah,
Dino fossil.
what is that? It's a dinosaur?
everybody.
For Meg up top.
Why don't I just hook my phone?
What's your photo?
Yeah.
One of these has to turn
This is actually less chaotic than being together in real life somehow.
I don't know. It's not the same. I love it.
I can hold it.
No, I don't know how to connect it. I don't
Oh, yeah.
do iPhones.
Jackson, say hi.
Wait, what are you doing?
Are you being anonymous?
Hi, Merry Christmas.
Charles?
Yeah.
Is it JBL?
Yes. JBL Charge maybe,
How
or
do you turn on the for that? Did you do?
Hey, Fiona.
I have to have it plugged in. You guys go over to the couch.
Hi, Merry Christmas.
Hey, Lyric. Sawyer.
Well,
And then you can go.
I don't see
Here we
it.
go.
Oh, thanks, Kathy. Merry
Wow.
Christmas.
Hello. Oh, hey, Megan. So.
Do we send the link to Peggy?
I feel.
They were on it.
Aw.
I don't know.
Okay.
My house has got some discount.
Merry Christmas.
Colin.
Hi. I'm so excited for you, Chase.
Brooks, come on back here.
You're right, talking to Chase.
Okay, stop right here.
So big.
Rowan, do you remember Brooke?
Look, it's all right there.
You want to push the button?
So it's like, looks just like everybody good. Lots of children. Who's that?
Everybody knows who you are.
Somehow,
Yeah, you can sit
There you
by.
go. Sit there.
Oh, my.
So I think.
Of course it is.
That's
What does that mean?
Say we're all gonna have to mute her.
Oh, there's baby Cat, Catherine. Huh? Merry Christmas. You can come.
I get it another way if I have to, so.
I want to hear from Chelsea. Can you hear me?
No, Mom, you'll be fine.
Wait, Anna, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Maya, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. Where'd your sister run off to? I wanted to ask her how motherhood's treating her.
Oh, she's over in the kitchen, but you can see. Hold on. One of them right here.
Oh, so
So much like grandpa.
Just gonna
I didn't have to earlier. I don't know why it's not working. So.
I didn't see you yet, but it's fine.
Okay, who's ready for a very formal presentation?
Very formal.
Sis, you want to turn the
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to be on video. Here you go.
Okay, let's see what I can do here.
Come on here.
Yeah. Ready? I'm gonna mute us.
Oh, there's Moses. I was like, I can look at it.
Meeting ID and password.
Come sit down.
That's, on the password,
Mullins are here.
that's a zero, not a
I'm Haley.
yeah, it's a zero, not a O. So zero.
Dad, where's your dad and mom?
I'm right here. I just feel like death.
Hi.
Guys, Abby, do you mind if I break the news to everybody?
And then that's
or do you wanna
capital
tell
A.
everybody?
Oh, I don't care. I can't talk without puking. So
Tabby, and Dad all had COVID. Just
All right,
had.
should we all collectively mute and give Vino the floor?
Okay.
All right. And if you forget, I'll mute you. No. Okay, let's see. We got good. Okay. Looks like we're all. Oh, let me. Sorry, Rick. I'm gonna mute you here. Okay. Oh, you won't let me. Okay. Well, that looks good. All right, great. So we're gonna share screen.
Can you see us?
Wait, where did it go?
This has happened at school.
This is cool.
All right, sorry, I'm looking for the screen. I'm trying to share just a second. Wait, share screen.
Hey, Vin, can you see us?
Who am I looking for?
Julie and Ray.
Oh no, we can't see you. Yeah, turn your camera on.
I see.
Is it? Do you see where it says start camera?
No.
Oh, there we are.
And you're on
You
the
can
phone.
put-
Can't see me.
Oh, it says I'm on.
Go up to the top right and click view, just to view all instead of active speaker.
I'm trying to get,
There you go.
So if you show non-video participants, I see Julie and Michelle.
Oh.
So do you have like start video on? It's in the lower left-hand corner usually.
Tabby.
But I can't control. Okay. Oh, asked us. Okay, I asked you to start video, Julie. Did something pop up for you? A message? There you go. You're here. Yay.
That work?
Yep, we see you. You got sunshine in your face.
There we go. Okay, close up.
Talking, everyone.
And I'm gonna mute everyone. Wait, let's see, mute.
I see you, Julie.
Oh, hi, Michelle, you're back. I'm gonna mute
You
you.
look great. Hi.
Okay. And Mary, you're muted. Okay, good, good. I think we're good. All right, I don't hear anything except me now. So, all right. Does anybody, can you see the cake, the happy birthday Jesus cake?
Yeah, we can.
All right, good. So I hope that brings back memories because that's a big part of what this presentation is going to be about. Do any of you all keep up this tradition? I'm just curious. You can unmute yourself with a happy birthday Jesus cake.
We did it last year when you were at my house.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember. Very good, very good.
This is our virtual baby Jesus cake.
Yes. So happy birthday to Jesus, and thank you to Grandma for that tradition. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, if it'll let me switch slides, COVID. COVID has given us a lot of time to reprioritize our lives this year. I don't know about you, but my life has changed quite a bit this year. A lot of growth for me personally. And this whole project that I'm sharing with you right now absolutely came out of COVID. So a lot of us spent some time perfecting our sourdough game. I gotta say that was probably one of my favorite things about this year is seeing people cook and bake and just do lots of home things that we've kind of lost touch with. We may have also spent a lot of time on Netflix. Anybody remember this show? I hope not, but if you watched this, yeah, we've been watching some TV, spending more time on our screens.
Tiger King being Tiger King.
Tiger King, business up front, partying back. Okay, still others had a higher calling. And no, I'm not going into the priesthood, something much better, I think. I would like to create a piece of sacred music to be used in a mass dedicated to Ed and Noreen Cook. I'm sure you all recognize this iconic photo with everyone involved. So Logos Collective presents Mass in Isolation. And we'll talk more about who Logos Collective is and what our Mass in Isolation project is. So our mission statement for this project is, whenever the Mass is celebrated, the church around the world moves like a single body. The COVID-19 pandemic marks a disruption to the Mass on a scale never before seen. Without the Mass, days lose their meaningful difference as disorientation, dislocation, and disorder fill the void. The millions of lives lost in the pandemic is difficult for us to process, but all survivors know the isolation, which is why we're calling this project Mass in Isolation. So a little bit more about Logos Collective. It involves me, and I sing tenor. We're a vocal collective specializing in sacred music. I founded with these two guys. Michael Manning is a countertenor, which if you're not familiar, that's the high male voice type above tenor. It's basically in the alto range. And my opera singer friend, Will, who's a bass baritone. So these are the three founding members. That's kind of what we're starting with right now. And from our mission statement, just kind of blocked by the view here. Let's see if I can get rid of these slides titles. There we go. Perfect. Logos Collective exists to bolster the spiritual evolution of humankind by performing and recording early sacred Latin music and commissioning new works by avant-garde composers of today. Comprised of a select roster of Chicago vocalists, Logos exists to contribute to the body of sacred music of the Roman Catholic Church and the Tridentine Mass. While honoring the music of the Roman Catholic Church, the collective has no faith affiliations and performs in sacred venues of all religions, as well as other great works of architecture. And this photo, by the way, is from the church where we all met, St. John Cantius, which is kind of a cultural trendsetter in traditional Catholicism right now with Latin masses. So the masses and motets performed by Logos Collective seek to unify all people of the world who are seeking empathy, communalism, and elevated spiritual consciousness. So casting a wide net. And I just want to talk a little bit about the resurgence in the Latin Mass, specifically the Roman Catholic Mass, which was codified in 1588 at the Council of Trent. That's why they call it the Tridentine Mass. And that was the first time that in the history that they decided, okay, everybody in the world, no matter which church you're in, what part of the world you're in, you're going to be on the same liturgy that day. So it's kind of a unifying thing, but also part of the mission of the Tridentine Mass that was formed out of this, which many of you may remember from childhood, was the idea was to have something so grand and basically bringing a piece of heaven down to the people. Whoa, something just dropped upstairs, it sounds like. So yeah, I became the last few years I've been singing in different traditional Catholic churches that have big music budgets. And that's where I made some of these friends. And yeah, it kind of restored my, I don't know, like sort of a spiritual sense of elevated, like higher consciousness thinking, especially singing like medieval and Renaissance music within the context of the Mass. As a classical singer, I'd always sung Masses just in the concert hall, but this is the first time I'd ever sung for a Mass. So sang a lot of Mozart, Haydn, Masses with orchestra, some early French composers with organ and choir. And the whole deal is you kind of all come together and basically just run everything. There's a lot of sight reading really quickly with all the musicians all together, and you throw it together and then you sing for the High Mass. And then everybody goes about their way, and that's that. So some of these friends and I were talking about a year ago, right before COVID hit actually, about another way to do things. And the other example of a way we could do things is a traditional ensemble format, right? Where we have 2 tenors, 2 basses, and these are always the same people singing. We wanted to form a collective. So no creative director, no conductor, just the singers. And we wanted to specialize in early music. So sort of, Renaissance and medieval music, and then also commission new music, do a lot of contemporary music. And we also saw a need for there to be more contemporary music for the church in Latin, sacred motets and masses in Latin. There hasn't really anything been good, honestly, in the past 50, 60 years composed for the Mass. So here we are trying to fill that void. And let's see. Right, so we're in a collective, we're called Logos, which is kind of a spiritual word in and of itself, a Greek word that we translate to just being word, but it can also be truth, it can be logic, comes from Logos, the word logic. So that's kind of where we're coming from with the name. And also, so we're wanting to hear, so we sing a lot of these big name composers for the Mass. What about the Beethovens and Mozarts of today? So that's kind of that's what's really bringing me to you today to talk about. We're going to commission a Mass for 2021. If it'll let me go to the next slide. There we are. So this is our inspiration piece. It's the Messe de Notre Dame, or Mass of Our Lady. It was composed in about 1365 by French poet and composer Guillaume de Machaut. He lived in the 1300s. He's widely regarded as this piece is widely regarded as one of the masterpieces of medieval music and of all religious music. It is historically notable as the earliest complete setting of the ordinary of the Mass, attributable to a single composer. So at that time, people were writing music for the Mass, but we never know who they were. It just wasn't important. Individual identity in general wasn't important, but he's the first person to put his name on it. And then he composed for the ordinaries of the Mass. So you probably all remember the Kyrie, Lord have mercy. The next section is the Gloria. And then we have the Credo. We believe in one God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth. That used to only be sung by the singers, so that changed to be congregational after Vatican II. And then you have the Sanctus Benedictus, and then the final move is the Agnus Dei, or Lamb of God. So he was the first one to compose music for all 5 of those parts and to give the singers different parts. Instead of everybody singing like chant on the same note, suddenly we have all this harmony. And it's the very early days of harmony. Harmony has not been around that long. More people singing or playing on different notes at the same time. So he really just kind of set the precedent for the next 600-700 years with this Mass. So that's our inspiration piece. That's where we're starting. That's what Logos Collective has started rehearsing. So this next slide, because of COVID, that's really slowed things down for lots of reasons. But as you can imagine, singing together is a great way you're just constantly spitting and exhaling your full lung space onto each other. So we finally figured out at least how to rehearse remotely, well, together but separate. So we're outside, we're at this really cool gazebo in a park in Chicago, shot on iPhone, lots of wind happening. Also, it's the very first time the three of us have sung together, so keep that in mind. But this is the Messe de Notre Dame, the Mass of Our Lady by Guillaume Bichot from 1365. All right, so Kyrie eleison, Lord have mercy. And then you sing, oh, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Yes, so that's us getting started, and I'll try not to play it again. Okay, so this is our composer. Amazing guy, I've known him for years. His name's Judd Greenstein. He's a New York minimalist composer. So if you know Philip Glass, he would kind of be like a direct descendant of him. And this is from our correspondence back and forth as we were talking about the Mass over the past year. He says, there's something very interesting to me about looking backwards for inspiration and connection in this moment. Something about the breaking of our social dynamic has highlighted its newness and its fragility. And pondering pre-industrial Enlightenment music in that light, and in the light of needing to rediscover certain older connections that have been lost, feels very meaningful. Art, of all things, seems like a place where the esoteric can be celebrated in a way that's divorced from any notion of ignorance. It's about subjectivity and the collective subjective pulling into something that approaches a different kind of truth. So yeah, he's right in line with our thinking as far as what we want this to be. We want this to be as big of a deal as that Machaut Mass that we were singing there earlier was, when people went from Gregorian chant to boom, now we're singing in harmony, right? So it's kind of shocking. So that happened. Then we have the Renaissance, we have the Enlightenment, we have the Industrial Age that we're sort of coming out of. Now we need something new to kind of answer the other side of the sort of the scientific method and all of that, the way we think, going back to sort of mysticism, going back toward esoteric thinking. So I'm very excited to work with him on this, and it won't let me, there it goes. Okay, and I want you to hear a little bit of what he's composed. He kind of grew up with this ensemble in New England called Roomful of Teeth. They're a vocal ensemble. They do a lot of extended techniques. So this will not be what our Mass sounds like probably, but this will give you an idea of what his music sounds like for voice. It's really exciting. It's a really cool piece called A-E-I-O-U. So that's who we're working with. And So this project is, we just need a mass in 2021 that addresses the state of humanity. That's where we're at. We had big hopes for this mass. I hope it wins a Graumeyer Award for the composer. I hope it just completely changes everything about how sacred music is done. It's for everyone. It's not for the church. It's not for us. This is something we want to move humanity forward with, right? And so, we want to leave a mark. We want to expand the repertoire of liturgical music for sure. We want to expand the repertoire of classical music at large. We want to contribute something to that as well. But also we want a music for a new age of collectivism, of mutualness, of consensus. And we're bringing you the premiere. Next year, fall of 2021, that's the goal. We'll hope to see you at hopefully the cathedral here. I may need to work ask some of you to work your contacts too, to see if there are any priests involved that want to, or that that would like to do a Tridentine Mass with us for this premiere. I'm not exactly sure how that look like, but I do absolutely want to bring this to you since you're making it happen. And here's the budget, sort of a preliminary budget still that we put together. We're looking at $15,000 for the composer's fee, because he's kind of a big deal, and this is sort of like, be a breakthrough piece for him as well, but this is going to be a lot of work for everyone, especially him, at least 6 months of work. We'll be working with him throughout the months too. He'll be sending us samples and we'll singing and sending him back. We hope to record it for about $2,000. I hope to get I have a few spaces I would love to work in Chicago, but we'll see. I always want us to get paid as singers, so I'm gonna pay us $300 each, so that'll come to $1,200 for the singers. Oh, by the way, there is gonna be another singer. He just didn't make that rehearsal, so we'll talk more, or you'll see more from him later. $1,000 to print and press 100 vinyl LPs of the recording, and I have a really awesome guy that does that here in Chicago. They'll look really cool. And just low budget for travel. It's mainly for the composer to get to New York and have a place to stay in St. Louis. And the rest of us, I'm sure, will just hop in Meyer's van and head down and crash in somebody's place. We'll see. But we're looking at an even $20,000 to make this happen. And we kind of have a, what's it called? A GoFundMe sort of setup for this. So if you would like to come in at $100 sponsor, you'll get liner note credit. So that'll be on the LP recording. Your name will be in there. If you want to go up to $250, you still get the liner note credit and a frame score that's signed by the composer, which is kind of cool. Vinyl pressing, so you get the record, if you bump up to 500, in addition to the other things. And finally, if you'd like to be an actual, like an executive producer on this project, you'll be listed at 1,000 plus in the record. So yeah, and in case I dropped the ball on this one, I just want to mention, this is going to be dedicated to Ed Noreen Cook. That'll be in the score that will be in the vinyl LP, since she's kind of the one it wouldn't have happened if we weren't raised this way. Wherever we are now in our spiritual walk, or however we view humankind, we owe it to them. So that's where we're coming from with this. That's this project. And I would love to hear your questions and answers. Feel free to unmute yourselves and pop in here. Let's see. Okay.
Who's on? This is us talking.
Do we have any questions or comments?
This is awesome, Vino. You look
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
This is just
Vino, go off presentation mode so that everybody can.
Oh
see
yeah, we'll do that. Okay,
ourselves.
so yeah, I'll
In the
stop.
Brady
sharing.
Bunch mode.
No, we were asking questions.
No, we're not on mute.
Myra, do you know what you're doing?
What's
Yeah,
that?
Myra's been on a few Zoom presentations this year, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Haven't we all?
Posted it. Shannon says hi. She came in.
Hello.
Shannon,
Hi,
also,
Shannon.
she said she also had her first confirmation in that basilica.
Oh, no way. Oh,
Come over here and gave her the gold cross.
Yeah.
so it's meant to be.
Yes.
Trevor, you have a beard.
It looks good.
I like it. Who knew the cousins reunion would be involved around Mass?
We're gonna do a mask, guys. I know it's unconventional.
I know. When he came to me with this project, I was like, wait, really? We're going churchy again, Vino? He just can't escape it. And it
That's right.
Awesome. It sounds great. We're so excited to hear it.
Yeah.
is so beautiful.
That's what, yeah, it's so beautiful. It's a cultural experience. We're excited.
Yes, culture, absolutely.
And he didn't
Your passion.
it is.
Oh,
And
cheers.
he-
So proud of you, Vino.
Yes.
Cheers. Oh, wait. Cheers.
Wait, someone take a screw.
Say hi.
So they can get
Hi.
Hi, I'm Maya.
Your volume at. It's right there. It's so weird.
Cute.
This is
I love it. And
What are you doing?
Try to do a screenshot. Try to
No,
do a
I know how to take a screenshot.
So do you all think Grandma and Grandpa would like this? So they approve?
And that one at the same time.
Yes, you know, the short answer is
Just seeing the cake and the tribute and their picture, I was crying. It's amazing. I
Aw.
love it.
Thank you.
I miss them just like
Yeah, Meyer
everyone.
picked out that cake, and as soon as I saw, oh, by the way, Meyer helped me very much with the slides, by the way. She's amazing. But yeah, as soon as I saw that cake, I was like, oh, no way. That's like the exact cake I remember. Yeah.
love it.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Happy.
And I'll, yeah, once we have like our status set up, our 501c3 and bank account and everything, then I'll probably come and ask for money that way. But yeah, so far I don't have that set up yet. That's
You
been
talking
very slow.
personally? Vino, can
You
you
just send
share some
cash.
of those YouTube, like the YouTube recording that you were saying, like post it in the Facebook thing, just so we can see more of the stuff you've been working on?
Yep, good, thank you. Yeah, I have, yes, I plan on, yeah, the Facebook group that we started, thank you, that's a great idea. I was also thinking like, oh yeah, throughout the next year or so, I'll just kind of put updates and videos and whatnot, and absolutely. And I have this recording right now too, but yeah, so like if anybody else wants to see this.
And Margot is made for Zoom world. Look at
Oh,
her.
she loves it. She
Uh-huh.
can't believe all the babies. She keeps turning around going, babies everywhere, babies.
Oh,
We're head up.
Julie and Rick, where are you all headed off to? It looks like you're in Florida with all the sunlight.
Babies.
Oh, baby.
Oh, they're on mute.
Babies.
Babies.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop the recording now, but yes, so what Christmas presents did you guys get?